Hello, welcome back to the Football Terrace. Thank you all very much for tuning in on this beautiful summer's morning here. Manchester United, according to Sky Sports News, have ruled themselves out of the race to sign Ajax defender, Dutch defender De Ligt. Of course, still heavily favourite, the heavy favourite still being Barcelona to capture his signature. This news came only moments before we were about to go live. The previous title, if you were tuned into them, had last night's major headlines from a number of media outlets, YouTube channels, that United were on the brink. Man United were very close to getting a signing done. But if you saw the title of our video, we had three little poo emojis because I said yesterday afternoon before that story broke, there had been no new updates at this point. United did try to hijack the deal. They have offered massive money to try and sign De Ligt, but they have now pulled out of the deal. So this isn't a case of De Ligt saying no. This isn't a case of Barcelona out-muscling Man United. This is United pulling away from the deal. I'm going to give you my thoughts and feelings on why that is, and of course then go through your live comments. Bit of a recap on what's been going on with Man United's involvement. Before I do that, please smash that like button and hit the share button as well. Now, there's a few things here. Firstly, this is Sky Sports, and Sky Sports do have credible sources, and they do get stories right. But on Monday, they told us that the deal between Barca and De Ligt was all but done. It was pretty much a done deal. He was set to join Barcelona, and then for 6 days, that didn't happen, and the media very much changed its tune. So to say that this information is 100% true, that Man United have pulled out, in itself would be 100% correct. Equally, I don't believe the stories last night that Man United were on the brink, they were on the edge of this being done. I still think it's going to rumble on. We know that Man United had been offered the opportunity to sign De Ligt. Mino Raiola is very much part of that. And Mino Raiola is the reason why this saga is going around in such circles, and there is such... How do I put this? Why this story is picking up so much speed and why there is so much speculation. What I was reading last night that I did find very interesting. So the story about Man United being on the brink, I didn't believe that aspect of the story, but there were elements in 3 different outlets I read and listened to that made sense. One of the reasons that Barcelona are stalling or dragging their heels is because of the £12 million fee that Mino Raiola wants them to pay additionally to him personally for this deal. And that would be, if anyone's asking why Barcelona are delaying things, that would make complete and utter sense. Equally, if this story is true, and I say it again, if this story is true that Sky are reporting that the deal is dead, I'm hoping Man United have pulled away, not because of wage demands, not because of transfer fees. Don't mind paying De Ligt, a player that could go on to be the best centre-back in the world, what he needs. Don't really mind paying the transfer fees. There are 2 areas where Man United should be pulling out of this deal. One, if De Ligt's only coming for the money and he's only being convinced to go by Mino Raiola. And 2, if they're being held over a barrel by Mino Raiola. One, there's all the talk about what this means for Paul Pogba, giving him an increased deal or allowing him to leave as and when they want to. Equally, United are going to have to pay Mino Raiola on top of the transfer fee and on top of the big salary to De Ligt. They've got to pay £12 million to the agent in fees. For me, when you become that encumbered to an agent, when you're that far in bed with him, it's a dangerous sign for a football club. So if United have pulled out of this deal, I truly hope they've done it for the right reasons, for principles, for standards, and for the morality of the game. So we don't know whether it's dead or not yet. Equally, so this is my overarching viewpoint. We don't know 100% if the deal is dead. We're simply reporting on what Sky Sports News are saying. Equally, I don't believe the fabricated reports last night from Catalonian radio, newspapers, YouTube channels, etc., that United are on the brink, they're on the edge of getting this signing done. I believe there's still a long way to go. And look, if he gets announced as a Barcelona player tomorrow, then that means Barcelona have succumbed to the pressure of Mino Raiola and have decided to pay the money. But I get a sense that any club involved in this transfer deal is going to do their absolute utmost to get Mino Raiola to drop his fees and to drop the levels of money that he is asking for and the demands that he's making on behalf of other players. This in itself could be, before I jump into your live comments, this in itself could be why Man United maybe have leaked it to the press that they're pulling out. Maybe why Barcelona have leaked it to Catalonian press that they are pulling out, that they're being priced out of it, to force Mino Raiola to drop his asking. Because remember now, there's like a third party involved here that's making this transfer dealing so very, very difficult. So it's a real... I mean, I love it. I'm not going to lie to you. This is the aspect of the transfer window that I love. The speculation, the if, the buts, the maybes. The agents, whether you love them or loathe them, they make it more interesting in this way. But as it stands right now, according to Sky Sports, Man United have pulled out. But if you believe Spanish press, Man United are on the brink of signing him. And I was sitting here working out what title am I going to use for the video. And I genuinely was unsure, because we literally have one of the biggest media outlets in the UK saying it's dead, and there are other big UK outlets. They are only copying the Spanish headlines, but they're saying it's nearly done. For me, I don't truly believe either. I don't truly believe either at this moment in time. There is too much speculation, there is too much smoke, there are too many fires going on, and I believe that Mino Raiola is in the middle of this after his pound of flesh, as always. Niall here says Sky Sports is a tier 4 source. Do you know what? I know a lot of people like to hate on Sky Sports for their news and their coverage, but they're not the best. I would still go with, for instance, if Damasio or Henry Winter right now, or Craig I think it's Craig. Is it Craig? I want to say Norwood. That might be the right name. The Man United photographer. When he says things, then it'll always happen. There are some people out there that I find the most credible, and I respect them, their opinions, and I believe a lot of what they say. I think Simon Stone is another that I really like listening to. I wouldn't say Sky Sports are on the tier 4 level. I would you put your Metros, etc. Having said that as well, it's interesting with the rumours, because there are a lot of newspapers like the Metro. When you read their stories, all they actually do is take a story from Henry Winter, from Damasio, from Sky Sports, from this Catalonian radio station, and they just regurgitate the words. But there we go, or reiterate. Regurgitate actually sounds better, because they just vomit it back onto a page. Is it Craig Norwood? That's the guy. There we go. Fair enough. I didn't quite remember the guy's name. But listen, I'm going to jump into your live comments now to see what you're all saying, what you're all thinking about this. And by the way, if you haven't hit the like button yet, please do. Essentially, what I really want to feed in from you is, do you think the deal's dead? Do you think Man United is still in the running? Why do you think there are two massively contradictory headlines at this moment in time? I want to know what your thoughts and feelings are on that. Wow, loads of people tuning in as well. I really do appreciate the love and support here. Kasim says Eldivero is the one we will get, I reckon. Rami says Barcelona lost yesterday in the Copa del Rey final. Did De Ligt have second thoughts? Did they lose? I didn't even know that. Last night, what did I do? I drank 2 bottles of red wine. I watched Britain's Got Talent. I don't really watch a lot of TV. I watched Britain's Got Talent, and then I watched Mission Impossible Fallout. One of my good old friends is in that film. And yeah, I watched that, and then yeah, I didn't know that they lost. There we go. Let's see what a few more people are saying here. This is from Lewis, who says, has Man United confirmed they are no longer after De Ligt? No. Lewis, you're absolutely right. Man United have not come out and officially ruled themselves out. And that's very important to point out. And I've said that in this video as well, that it could be leaked by United, but part of their negotiating strategy to try and make Mino Raiola see sense that they're not paying him £12 million on top of an £80 million fee and a £16 million a year contract for his player. Crazy. And as Kieran there just says, agents are getting greedy. Of course they are. This is from Simo, who says player needs to change his agent. He's right to stay away from United because there are 5 years away at least from being a big team. Wilton here says, I know that Man United stood no chance of signing De Ligt because when Barcelona come into the equation of buying players, they can blow anyone out of the water. Financially, that's not true, Wilson. United can destroy them financially if they wanted to. They absolutely know that. What Barcelona have in their favour is the fact that, I know they've just lost the Copa del Rey, according to that last comment. I haven't verified that yet. But it's one of those things where because of the quality of football that Barca play, where they are in the elite spectrum in comparison to Man United, that's where the blowing them out of the water will come, in my view, and opinion. Manny here says, you have Chris Smalling and Phil Jones, best centre-backs in the world. Yes, we do. Jonah, straight away go, we need Koulibaly. I've seen a lot of comments on here now saying we need to go after Koulibaly. Koulibaly. That's what everybody is saying. This is from Elliot, who says Barcelona needs to get rid of a couple of players to get De Ligt. It's to do with their wage structure. This is why it's taking a while. I get that completely. Barcelona will need to sell players to move them on. That's also why Barcelona could be delaying this. But equally, and this is where agents do all the agent cares about is getting their player the deal and the move they want, and equally earning as much money for them as possible. So Mino Raiola doesn't care that Barcelona have to sell players to get the deal done. Mino Raiola will start touting, as he has done, De Ligt to other clubs and other teams. De Ligt will also be De Ligt won't be talking to anybody at any of these clubs. He'll only be hearing things from Mino Raiola. And I think that, Raiola will do everything in his power to get the best deal possible for his player. But if Man United come in, and I'm telling you now, and this is what I've said, I know I was the first person to talk about this. Man United have been offered the opportunity to sign him, the same as Liverpool have, and Bayern Munich have, and Barcelona have. But if you want to get the deal done right now for De Ligt, you have to tick all the boxes for Mino Raiola. His fee, the transfer fee to Ajax, the wages that De Ligt wants. And then in Man United's case, there is also okay, we're going to do you a favour here, even though you're paying for that favour. We also want some assurances for our other top client on our books as well, being Paul Pogba. So you can get the deals done, but it means you have to bend over a barrel and sometimes have your trousers pulled down for these agents. Barcelona, of course, they're playing a dangerous game. They're waiting. They're trying to sell other players. They're trying to drive down the prices of agent fees. If it works in their favour, great. And if De Ligt, for me, truly wants to be a Barcelona player, they're in a strong position. But if De Ligt isn't totally sold on playing for Barca, if he is sold on going to another club, forget United, it might be Liverpool, it might be Bayern Munich. If they come in and make the deal and the offer that suits all parties better sooner, that's how the deal's going to work. That's why these things take so long. Agents don't care that, and the problem is some agents do. If I was an agent and my player said, I'm desperate for Barca, I would do everything in my power to get you to Barcelona. And if it meant taking an £8 million fee rather than a £12 million fee, I would do that for you. That's me and my character. I don't think Mino Raiola is that man, if I'm being honest with you. Someone says, apparently Koulibaly is off. They are asking for 150 million. That's from Robbie Singh. Yep, that's it. This is the thing with Man United. The world knows that Man United need a top-class centre-back. So they are going to whack the prices up to astronomical levels. You've seen how much Liverpool, of course, set the major precedent by signing Van Dijk at 75 million. His price has skyrocketed. And all clubs, whether they're as good as Van Dijk or not, the clubs that are selling, the vendors, are going to state they are. And however much money Van Dijk would sell for now, the likes of the Koulibalys of this world, etc., clubs are going to demand huge amounts of money, and they will set the bar higher than their valuation and negotiate down slightly. But there we go. Manolas for 35 million. Yeah, look, Manolas and Toby Alderweireld, Maguire, these three signings I'd be happy with at Man United. Of course, you want an elite level defender, one of the very best. You would like a Koulibaly, you would like a De Ligt, but they're very difficult to get done for the price that it's going to cost to bring him into the club, the fact there's no Champions League money, and that Man United are in the position we are right now, in a very horrible position of having to rebuild again, etc. Have you heard about Virgil to Madrid? Yeah, Virgil van Dijk's not leaving Liverpool this year. Maybe in a year's time if they don't win anything, but he ain't leaving this year, no doubt about it in my mind. If we pay so much wages, that will unsettle the club. Yes, it depends on how that player does when he comes in. I think that I don't mind a colleague of mine being paid more money than me if he's better than me at the job and delivers more than I do. Then there's going to be no problem. If he comes in and let's just say he's paid 150 grand a year in my industry, and it's a considerable amount more than I get paid. He's on that amount of money. His bonus structure is higher. But if he's delivering much better business, more consistent business, and performing better than me, he's literally better than me at what I do. Yes, I'd like to earn what he does, but I can understand the rationale. If he comes in and he's on all that money, and he's on this bonus structure, but I'm outselling and outperforming and outdoing him in every way, there comes a point where I say to my organization, you either match my money with his or put me on more, otherwise I'm leaving. And that's when Man United have found themselves in a dangerous position. Their highest paid players haven't been their best performing. The likes of Alexis Sanchez, the likes of Martial, the likes of Ashley Young, Matthijs, these individuals. So you get where I'm coming from here. You can pay people more, but they have to come in and perform. Simple as that. There's a comment here that says, read Simon Stone's tweet, Terry. Okay, I'll go to Simon Stone's tweet now. See, I respect Simon Stone's opinions, not that he knows who I am, but there we go. By the way, while I'm doing this, please do me a massive favor and hit that like button and hit that share button as well. I'm just searching Simon Stone now. Signal here is terrible today. Simon Stone. Where is he at? There we go. No, wrong Simon Stone. I don't know who that person is. Simon Stone. Here he is here. Okay, he says, read the lit. Have strong feeling Man United link being used to squeeze more out of Barca. Guardiola hinted in the pre-FA Cup final presser he was Barcelona bound. If Barca move already agreed, United stroke or anyone else view of the player is irrelevant. Wouldn't expect United to say anything if they are not interested. It seems like they don't rate him. If they say they are, it looks like they missed out. Club is committed to strengthening Ollie's squad. They want to be challenging again. Yeah, look, I think that Simon Stone's opinion there could be very, very true. The one thing I'd say about, and this should show the character of De Ligt. So let's forget that parasite Mino Raiola for a moment and let's look at De Ligt in this situation. If De Ligt is sold on Barca and Barcelona alone, I respect everything that's going on. I also then respect the game of going to other football clubs and being offered lots of money and moving things forward. But I just get the feeling like with every single client that Raiola has, they will listen to him over anybody else. I just feel like De Ligt has that kind of... Mino Raiola just has that kind of power and control over lots of his players that he manages and lots of his clients. So I get what Simon Stone is saying there, and I think it's a very strong possibility that could be the case. But like he said, this is true. United ain't missing out on him here. United, I've always been, you show your hand a little bit. If you've been offered would you be interested in signing Mino Raiola? Your answer, De Ligt, your answer is going to be yes. Of course, I'm interested in signing him. We don't quite know how much Man United have done. They've made a contract offer, so we believe. They've told Ajax how much they'd be willing to pay for the player, but it's about whether or not De Ligt wants to sign, and I still think his head's with Barcelona. That's where I want it to be. And like I've said all along, and I'll stand by it from day one, I do not want to sign De Ligt or any player that only comes to Man United because we've offered more money or because your agent convinces you to. Like, imagine, I know it sounds horrible as I'm a Man United fan, but coming to Man United over Barcelona now, for what reason? I know some people have tried, to help us rebuild and to help. I'm sorry. Right now, I don't even know if it is the right... We don't know yet whether it's going to even be the right environment for De Ligt. It could damage his career incredibly. So anyone who's being convinced by their agent that we're a better option, their decision-making ability worries me profusely. It really does. But there we go. Let's do a few more of your live comments here. Thank you for the heads up on reading that tweet. Interesting to read, etc. Let's look at this here. The deal was never on to be off. Good point. Terry, do you think something needs to be done about agents in football? It's getting more and more of a joke every transfer window. Crazy agent fees. It's a difficult one to cap it because of the employment laws and labour laws and regulations within the EU. So it becomes a very difficult thing for UEFA and FIFA to control. It's almost illegal for them to do it. So I understand your point, but you've got to remember as well, most agents are very, very good at their job. They protect their clients massively. They earn their clients a lot more money than they would generate if they didn't have them looking after them and managing them. Like any industry, there are always going to be some cowboys. There are always going to be some parasites. There are always going to be some individuals with bad morals and ethics. And it's, I wouldn't tarnish them all with the same brush. I wouldn't even tarnish 5%. The bad 5%, I wouldn't allow that to tarnish the other 95%, if that makes sense. So there we go. Ruled out, but I read they are very close to signing him. Listen, you're obviously new to tuning in. I said that at the start. If you are new to tuning in, this is what I was going to come on and absolutely rip apart last night's videos and articles saying that United are on the brink of signing him. I didn't believe there'd really been a change. I just believe it was a bit of cannon fodder and media talk. You then hear a complete polar opposite viewpoint from Sky Sports News less than an hour ago that Man United have pulled out of the race. I still think these things. Barcelona are still the favourites to get it done. I believe Barcelona are slowing down the conversation. One, they're trying to sell people and move people on. So the longer this takes, the better for them at this moment in time. Equally, they're trying to get down the agent fees of Mino Raiola. Man United, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, they've all been offered an opportunity to look at De Ligt. Mino Raiola has said he can convince the player to join, but there are big wage demands, big transfer fees, and again, huge agent fees that, as it appears, none of these clubs at this moment in time want to pay. So for me, there's still going to be a bit of a road to go ahead. Barcelona might succumb to the pressure of Mino Raiola, especially if they do truly believe that another club might come in and sign him. But I'll reiterate my point that I've said again and again and again. From a Man United fan's point of view, and I'm sure Liverpool fans and Munich fans, Arsenal fans all feel the same. I don't want any player at my club who chooses us over Barcelona because of money or because your agent has convinced you it's a better move. When anybody with half a brain cell knows at this moment in time, I mean, you can't tell the future, nobody has a crystal ball, but you're much better off at Barcelona. Where they are as a club compared to Man United, I mean, in every way, shape and form is better. If we were 3 years down the road, then maybe we would be looking at this from a different point of view. But there we go. Johnny here says, where's it gone? As you comment, says Sky Sports reporting United close to signing De Ligt's agent, Mino Raiola. Okay, Johnny, I don't really get that. Niles says Barca, Real, Bayern, Arsenal, Chelsea, all rebuilding. Without Champions League, we could potentially be behind all these clubs. Unfortunately, that's where we are. Look, there are players out there to be bought. There are good players out there to be bought, and it's going to take a few years. But I'm still confident we can get good business done this year and we can challenge for the top 4 next year. We can be back in the Champions League in 12 months' time. I think we're 3 or 4 years away from challenging for league titles. I think we're within, top 4 is within our grasp now with the right signings and the right cultural changes going into the summer. Someone here says, Terry telling lies as usual. What am I lying about? I'm literally telling you what the media is saying. I love these things. But this is what we do to hate and ridiculous comments. We click on you and then we just hide user from this channel. There we go. We don't have nonsense here. We don't have liars. We don't have hate. We don't have abuse. It's not what we do as a channel. Especially when I come in here and say, I'm just telling you what the media is saying. And you say I'm talking about it. I can't deal with that. So there we go. When's the old setup coming back? So just in terms of the setups of the football terrace. So the setup with the kind of studio and the rolling news thing below me, that's all being redesigned at the moment. But that is for what we call goal review. That's for post-match reviews of the games, fan phones, call-ins, etc. Transfer videos are always going to be done this way. We like this setup. And we've got 2 or 3 other types of pieces of content in production that they'll all look different from each other. What we're trying to achieve essentially is not having everything look the same, if that makes sense. So we've got some really interesting stuff coming for next year for top 6 clashes. There's going to be a weekly show by Neeks and Ramon that they're currently putting together. So yeah, and we've got something with CarCam coming up that's going to be very fresh and new. So, but I'm also in the process of purchasing a new house, and once that goes through, I'm going to have a studio built. So when we do goal review and things like that, it will be in a nice. Yeah, it's going to look good. It's going to look good. It's just taking its time because selling where I currently live is dragging its feet, you know. But there we go. So yeah, there are going to be 3 or 4 different types of shows on the channel. And they're all going to have a slightly different look and feel to them. None will look. We don't want them all looking the same. So yeah, that's kind of it. So I hope that makes sense. Listen, I appreciate you all tuning in as ever. You know how much I respect how much I respect your support and the views that you guys come here with. You all know what we're talking about on this. But on this particular story, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see how this one unfolds. Do I think Man United have completely pulled out? No. Do I think Barcelona are favourites and are still most likely to sign him? Yes. Do I trust Mino Raiola? Not as far as I could throw the fat git. Listen, take care. God bless. I'll see you all again soon. Bye-bye.